Fucking Nazis.
All right, then I guess we'll just have to do it live. What's going on, everybody? How are you? Welcome back to Blunt Politics. I am Boston Brian. I appreciate you joining me once again to cover more of the political craziness, both inside the United States and abroad. Please make sure you hit that like button on the way in. Please make sure you share the show. And if you like what you're seeing, if you like what you're hearing, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We are on our way to 15K. We're not asking for much, people. I appreciate you guys. I really, really do. We have a lot to talk about, a lot to get through, a lot of clips, a lot of corruption, a lot of cover-ups, a lot of nonsense. Donald Trump doing a 180, seemingly, against Vladimir Putin, now trying to act like a tough guy for what I believe is trying to distract everybody from, again, what is the cover-up of the century if the DOJ continues to go along with this. There was no client list as far as Jeffrey Epstein is concerned under Donald Trump's instructions. So before we do that, let's get into the chat. Say hi to you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Always showing up. Thank you, Tiff. I appreciate you guys and the rest of the mods for keeping the chat safe. I really do appreciate you guys showing up day in and day out to help me out. Nicholas, I appreciate you, buddy. Dame Dog, I appreciate you. Hope you get that clog figured out. Pam, how are you? What's going on? Steve-O, Ask, Allie. What's going on, Dakota? How are you? What's up, Lisa? What's going on? Andrea, Steve, what's going on? Moms, Roxanne, Karen, Laura, everybody's here. I appreciate it. Albert, what's going on? Andrea, what's going on? How's everybody doing? Lee Ron, what's up, my man? How are you? We'll do it live. Fuck it. Progressively Independent, how are you? Mr. Android, everybody watching on Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever it may be, please make sure you do whatever that platform requires or ask of you to do as far as liking, sharing, and subscribing. That would be great. Yes, hello, Tiff. Hello, Rox. Thank you guys for, again, making this place a safe space for everybody. I really do appreciate you guys for being here. Bicycle Mike, what's up, my man? Hey, Brian, my cancer is back. I'm having surgery in a few weeks. Fuck. I'm very sorry to hear that, Mike. Again, as usual, we are all wishing you the very best here from the Blunt Politics Briantologist Lobster community. Very sorry to hear that. Again, our hearts are with you. You know that. We'll be sending you good thoughts, good vibes, good prayers, whatever it may be, whatever people send out. I would appreciate it if you send them in Mike's direction. So, again, best wishes, Mike. Sorry to hear that. What's up, Shauno? How are you, buddy? How's everything? Appreciate you guys. Zircon, what's going on? All right, so let's get into just a little bit of what we may or may not cover this evening. Let's see what I got on the screen today. I'm not really sure. Let's see if I can do this. Here we go. All right, so this is Donald Trump. This is the CNN coverage of Donald Trump reversing course on Vladimir Putin, apparently saying that he's tired of Vladimir Putin's bullshit, in that he's going to continue to send weapons to Ukraine, although he does continuously make a point to say defensive weapons, which I do not like the sound of. Anytime Donald Trump sides against Vladimir Putin and with the Ukrainian people and the Ukrainian military, I am going to take that as a win. I am going to take that as success, because I want nothing more than the Ukrainian people to have peace in their lands, right? And to stop getting missiles and drones shot at them night after night. And again, we've talked about at length on the show how the attacks have only increased since Donald Trump took office. Thank you, Nordez. I appreciate you very much for the 5 gifted early on here. And thank you to everybody who gifts memberships, super chats. If you reach a milestone as far as being a channel member, you can send in a free chat. I'll be sure to read those out. Anybody that sends in a gift, again, super chat, a Venmo, on the phone, I will acknowledge you guys at the end of the show and make sure that you get the appreciation that you deserve. Although I don't see my cell phone around, which is not a good thing. So it's going to be very hard to check my Venmo if I don't have my cell phone. But we'll make sure that happens. But thank you, Nordez. I appreciate you very, very much. Make sure you guys hit the like button on the way in if you haven't done so. I appreciate it. What's up, Lacey? How's everybody doing? What's up, Peter? What's going on, Eli? How are you? The course reversal won't last through the week. Well, you never know. I mean, again, you never ever know with the guy. And again, I don't like the fact that he continuously made sure to emphasize the word defensive weapons on that. I want to make sure that Ukraine has the ability to strike targets deep inside of Russia. If those targets are launching strikes, if they're launching planes, submarines, aircraft, whatever it may be, if they're launching from a place in Russia, if they're launching from a base in Russia, that base is fair game. Along with any other base that's in the area, along with any other base that has ammunition, Russian soldiers that are able to fight. Those are targets that are ready to be taken out, and the United States should be continuously giving Ukraine the weapons to give them the ability to take out those targets to again further increase the safety of their own people. My neck hurts from the whiplash. Dakota Dave says, right. It's back and forth with this guy. It really is back and forth. So we're going to be taking a look at it. But this goes right in line with the, let me see if I can find it. I have so many things pulled up. This goes right in line with the fact that Donald Trump was not even told by Pete Hegseth or anybody on Pete Hegseth's staff about the pause in the weapons sent to Ukraine, the ones that were already, ready to be shipped and said were going to be shipped by the Biden administration. Donald Trump didn't even know anything about it. So this goes right along. Let me see if I can show you this one. This goes right along here, this clip that we'll show you, where he's asked, hey, how the hell can something like this, something so important, happen in your administration without your knowledge? And you are going to love Donald Trump's incoherent response to that fucking question. It is a thing of beauty, and again, just goes to further show his mental decline. It goes to show that people in his own administration are keeping things from him. They are playing behind the scenes, knowing that this man is incompetent, knowing that he has absolutely no basis whatsoever to be in the position that he's in. And people are just dancing around him. And to make a decision as important as not sending, as to not allow weapons that were supposed to be sent to Ukraine in a time of war without the president's knowledge or approval, is something that usually gets you into some hot water if this was a normal administration. So we'll be checking that out as well. We'll also be chiming back in on the MAGA freakouts as far as the Epstein files are concerned, and the cover up there. Alex Jones, I guess, has some insight. I guess he's been talking to some, really, connected people overnight, and he's got some more information for us. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been talking to my deep state intel people, and I've got some more information for you. So you're going to want to stay tuned and hit the like button, because we're going to have more information for you from Alex Jones. What else do we got? We also have Caroline Levitt going on Fox News with Jesse Waters to utter the most hypocritical statement that any press secretary, anybody in a government position has probably spewed in the history of this country. We'll also get into that. There's a lot more that we're going to get to, like I said, in this episode. So again, make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you guys are sharing the show out. I appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in to the Wednesday night episode. Hey, butterflies are free. What's going on? What's happening? How are you? How are you? I appreciate you joining me. What's up, Jim? How are you, Bridget? What's going on? JD, what's up? How are you? Ardes Centrals, what's up? What's going on, man? How's everybody doing? Hi, Julie. What's going on, AM? You guys are fantastic. I do appreciate you guys. All right. So let's get into what was the first thing I wanted to cover. Let's see if we can get into just a little bit of this CNN coverage of what's going on, the latest as it pertains to the weapon shipments going to Ukraine, Donald Trump's stance against Vladimir Putin. And then we'll check in after on the questioning Donald Trump had to endure about him not even having any knowledge about the pause on the weapon shipments to Ukraine. So let's get into just a little bit of this. I hope it looks good. I hope it sounds good. I hope the video plays well. Give me a thumbs up in the chat. Make sure you guys let me know if everything looks all right, sounds all right, because I want to make sure we're having the best stream possible for you guys. All right, so let's get into this and see what CNN uncovered or didn't uncover in this regard.
Trump turning on Putin, claiming he's had enough of him and his antics.
A lot of people are dying, and it should end. And I don't know.
You mean they're dying in that conflict that you said you were going to end 24 hours after being elected? People are still dying in that conflict? I just want to make sure we emphasize the ridiculous statements and the ridiculous rhetoric that you've uttered throughout this process as it pertains to your ability to end or to enact peace. And we've done nothing but see, more destruction, more death, more degradation of the situation since Donald Trump took office than we have in the entire process since the full-scale invasion took place in 2022, right? So let me get into just a little bit of this for you guys, and we can hear Donald Trump's bullshit. But to hear him say, that people are still dying in the war that he promised you would be ended. He promised you that he was going to have Vladimir Putin in one room. He was going to have Volodymyr Zelensky in the other room, and he was going to make them shake hands and eat a fucking dinner together and kumbaya. And, I'm the best salesman, the best businessman, the best talksman. I have the best words and the best English, right? I mean, for this guy, it should be very easy. For everything that he says he could do, for everything he brags about that he says he's capable of doing, this should be very easy for Donald Trump to make sure that peace, envelops this region. But we've seen nothing but the opposite. Again, we've seen nothing but more missile launches, more drone strikes, more death, and more destruction since Donald Trump took place than we have at any other time. So again, the guy that says he has the best words, doesn't he say, I don't know, I think I got it somewhere in here. Let's see here. Illegal aliens. No, that's not it. I'll have to figure it out because StreamYard changed the way that everything looks, so I don't know where anything is anymore. I just don't. Let's see here. That's not it. All right. Well, we'll have to find it at some other point. I'll have to make sure I get these drops down and where they're located because everything changed. All right. Let's continue with this. My apologies.
Putin, you want to know the truth. He's very nice all the time, but it turns out to be meaningless.
Well, see, now Donald Trump, it only took him, I don't know how long into this conflict or how long in his relationship dealing with Vladimir Putin to realize that even though he's smiling in your face, even though he's telling you what you want to hear, it is nothing but complete bullshit. The man has been trained throughout his entire life to spew bullshit, to get around different situations using different means, to lie, to cheat, to steal, to do whatever it takes to get his mission done. And he's pulling the wool over Donald Trump's eyes. And it seems like, I don't know, guys, I don't want to give him too much credit, but it seems like, at least for right now, Donald Trump realizes that Vladimir Putin has been talking nothing but bullshit. While, again, killing people night after night. And nobody in this situation looks more stupid, looks more used, looks more gullible than Donald Trump. Because he has been played and played hard by Vladimir Putin throughout this entire fucking conflict, throughout the entire time that Donald Trump has been in office this second time.
seeming to put his money where his mouth is, now saying that Ukraine will have the weapons to defend itself under his administration.
We want to put defensive weapons because Putin.
See how he says defensive weapons? See how he says defensive weapons there? Sorry. I don't like the fact that he's trying to emphasize or even says the word defensive weapons. There should be no restrictions. There should be no categories of weapons, of ammunition, of trucks, of drones that we don't send to Ukraine if it is statistically possible for our military to maintain a level of readiness, right? So we still have to be able to maintain a level of readiness. We still have to maintain certain percentages on our stockpiles just in case. But if we are anywhere above that level, if we are anywhere above those percentages, send the excess. Send what we have over there right now, whether it be offensive, defensive, whether it be based on intelligence, drone activity, AI. Send it. Thank you, Tiff. Appreciate it. Send it. So his emphasizing defensive weapons in this situation, although right hand up, credit where credit is due, saying that we're going to continue to send weapons to Ukraine is a good thing, is a great thing, and I will take that. I will take the wins and the victories where I can get them, especially in today's political fucking society. Political, what do you call it? I don't know. Political friggin', I think political theater is a good word for it, right? So let's continue with this.
He's not treating human beings right. He's killing too many people. So we're sending some defensive weapons. Again,
emphasizing defensive weapons.
Ukraine, and I've approved that.
And you know why he said he approved it? Because of the story, because of the news that Pete Hegseth went and stopped and delayed weapon shipments to Ukraine without the approval or knowledge of Donald Trump. So now he's trying to make sure that everybody knows that it was under his direction, under his leadership, that this happened or is going to happen.
All right, this is a stunning turnaround for Trump, right, to say the least. I mean, just as recently as last week, right, this all started because the administration paused the delivery of missiles to Ukraine, something that Trump was asked about today.
So who ordered the pause last week?
I don't know. What did you tell me?
He was asked by Caitlin Collins, in case you didn't catch it there, it was very quick. So who ordered the pause last week in relation to the weapon shipments to Ukraine? His response, like an asshole that he is I don't know, you tell me. So here, we should probably go, let me just show you this. So we should probably go to this press conference, this question, and where Donald Trump is asked directly how something of that importance, how something that significant could happen behind the scenes in his administration without his knowledge or approval. And I can't wait for you to hear this answer. And you tell me if this is a man that is cognitively with it, or somebody that is definitely impaired to the point where he should absolutely not hold the office, not have the power that he now holds. Check this out.
Sir, yesterday you said that you were not sure who ordered the munitions halted to Ukraine. Have you since been able to figure that out?
Well, I haven't thought about it because we're looking at Ukraine right now and munitions, but I have not gone into it.
What does it say that such a big decision could be made inside your government without you knowing?
I would know. If a decision was made, I will know.
The whole point is you didn't know. You did not know. This has already happened and you did not know. This is not something we're talking about in the future. This is not some hypothetical situation. He's talking about what has already transpired, what has already happened that you did not know about. And Donald Trump's response is,
I've not gone into it.
What does it say that such a big decision could be made inside your government without you knowing?
I would know. If a decision was made, I will know. I'll be the first to know. In fact, most likely I'd give the order, but I haven't done that yet.
Most likely I'll give the order, but I haven't done that yet. But you didn't give the order. It wasn't under your direction. It wasn't under your leadership. Nobody even, decided to send you a goddamn memo about this. You were left in the dark, buddy, on one of the most important and influential decisions regarding geopolitics that our government could make. right? And somebody said he's lying, and he very well could be lying, and we definitely have to continue to keep our eye on the ball as far as this is concerned. Again, I'm not giving him any more credit than what I see. I am just saying it is a good thing anytime that madman, this lunatic, decides in his brain or realizes in his brain that he's being played by Vladimir Putin and decides to take more action in defense of Ukraine. I will take that as a win. All right, let me see if I can get rid of this one. I don't know why all of a sudden an ad would play on that one. All right, so let's go back to this. We'll just finish out this. We'll finish out this little clip, and then we'll go on to the next one. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you hit the like button. Again, this is Blunt Politics. I'm Boston Brian. Oh, you know what'd be good is the sound.
Well, we will in just a moment. We've got some new reporting on this, and Natasha Bertrand is breaking some significant news on that in just a moment. But of course, despite the criticism today that Trump has had for Putin, the reason it is so stunning and so shocking to anyone watching is because we have all heard Trump shower Putin with praise for years.
I also have a very good relationship, as you know, with President Putin. I knew Putin very well, got along with him actually great.
Putin is a nicer person than I am. So now I like Putin. Now, Putin called me a genius, by the way.
And since the beginning of Putin's war in Ukraine.
And honestly, CNN could have used, 10 more minutes of reel and clips from Donald Trump praising not only Vladimir Putin, but dictators and madmen around the world. And again, even in this press conference, Donald Trump talks about how nice Vladimir Putin is, but it's just bullshit coming out of his mouth. So still can't help but compliment the dictator, the genocidal madman. At the same time, he's slowly coming to the realization that he's being played like a fool.
Trump has done something even more than those personal accolades, right? He has actually repeated Putin's talking points about the war again and again.
A dictator without elections. Zelensky better move fast or he's not going to have a country left.
You should have never started it. You could have made a deal.
And again, just a snippet, a fraction of the clips of the interviews, of the press conferences, of the speeches that you could use where Donald Trump goes on to demean Volodymyr Zelensky, talk bad about the people of Ukraine. At the same time, he praises Vladimir Putin. At the same time, he puts blame on the people of Ukraine for being attacked in a full-scale invasion by Russia.
And Trump, remember this, he told Time magazine, and I quote him, "I think what caused the war to start was when they started talking about joining NATO."
Again, a direct talking point, direct rhetoric from the Kremlin, direct Russian propaganda. He might as well have come out and said that, what started this was the fact that Russia has the right to denazify Ukraine. He might as well have just come out and said some of that bullshit. Again, you don't hear that much anymore coming from Russia. That seems to have died. That's funny that talking point died such a fucking early and quick death. But this bullshit is no different than anything Vladimir Putin or anything Medvedev or anything that anybody in Russia or the military or the Kremlin is saying. Same shit, different asshole.
Referring to Ukraine. That, of course, is one of the key propaganda talking points from Putin. And today, longtime Putin ally, top Russian security official now, Dmitry Medvedev, is mocking Trump for, he says, flip-flopping, writing online, quote, "The American is riding his favorite political swing again."
So she's reading out, in case anybody's just listening, she's reading out what seems to be a telegram message from Dmitry Medvedev. And again, she'll go on to read it. I just want to make sure that the people are just listening understand what is happening.
How should we treat this? Nothing. Continue to achieve the goals of the special military operation. Natasha Bertrand is live in Washington with some real breaking news on this. Natasha, you are getting new information about what sort of sparked all of this, which appears to be suddenly the U.S. paused weapon shipments to Ukraine last week. All of a sudden there was this pause, and we just heard Trump deny knowing who ordered the pause, but you've learned what happened.
Yeah, Aaron, so my colleague Zach Cohen and I are getting a little bit of a better sense of the timeline here and just how all of this played out. What we're told is that Secretary of Defense Hegseth did not actually inform the White House prior to approving that pause on the weapon.
Wait, I'm sorry. You're telling me the guy that held such a royal and regal position of fucking Saturday Fox News host couldn't even make the weekday couch, somehow thrust into the position of defense secretary like he has any friggin' clue what the hell he's doing because he served in the military before. And again, I've said on the show, there are people in the military. It is probably people in the military that will tell you the hottest, the most passionate argument against that anybody that's ever served should be and is qualified to become defense secretary or hold any position like that, right? So they'll be the first to tell you. But now we're like, are we blown? We're shocked and we're blown away that this asshole doesn't know the actual steps, doesn't know how the process actually works, and decides to take matters into his own hand and go behind the scenes, behind the back of his own fucking president to stop weapon shipments that were already slated to go to Ukraine. I mean, talk about the blunder. I mean, in a regular White House, right, guys? In a regular White House, in normal times, this would be the bombshell, right? This would be the story of the administration. The fact that the defense secretary went above the head, went behind the back of the president of himself to disallow, to stop weapons to going to a country at war with our enemy, a country that we promised, a country that we signed a memorandum stating that we would protect them in just this time of need. You're telling me that this wouldn't be the fucking main major story in a normal administration? The defense secretary going behind the back of the president to stop weapons going to a country at war with an enemy? I mean, come on. That just goes to show you how upside down, how inside out, how messed up our political friggin' sphere is right now. And what Donald Trump, what MAGA and the Republican Party have done to American politics since they have made this huge flip towards being maggots, towards sucking Donald Trump's toes, to licking his fucking boots.
Shipments. And that pause actually came about because President Trump last month, when he was on a trip to NATO with Secretary of Defense Hegseth, with Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, he asked them for essentially a state of play when it comes to the U.S. weapon stockpiles, because, of course, Iran and Israel were attacking each other and U.S. troops in the Middle East were put at risk. And so he essentially wanted an assessment of, hey, do we have enough in the region in order to protect U.S. troops if they need to defend themselves? But Secretary of Defense Hegseth then kind of delegated that request down to the Undersecretary of Defense for Policy, Albert.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of, and call me hyperbolic, call me whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a shit. This reminds me of how Adolf Hitler ran his government, right? So after the whole T4 euthanasia program blew up in Hitler's face, when the German citizens were outraged that they were killing, blind people, deaf people, disabled people, gay people, people with deformities, their own citizens, their own German citizens. Hitler decided to run his government in a way where he did not give out direct orders, direct policies. What he did is he would have dinners, he would have meetings, and he would talk in a general sense. He would talk in a general way about the demonic shit that he wanted to see done. And then, Heinrich Himmler, Martin Bormann, pick your German hierarchy asshole. Hermann Goering, they would go and they would, in their brains, try to figure out, or they would determine what Hitler was trying to look for, what he wanted them to do. Wasn't any direct orders, wasn't anything specific, but they would then, tasked to take it upon themselves to get this shit done, to make Hitler's reality come true, basically, right? So that's what this reminds me of. Pete Hegseth just going on something that he heard Donald Trump say or mention in a meeting, He then took it upon himself to make sure his underlings knew what the Fuhrer wanted and to make sure that got done, right? All without the knowledge or approval of the president and the commander-in-chief. Well, Leni Riefenstahl was, she filmed, right? She was a major part in the propaganda aspect of the Nazis. She, of course, has the famous film that will be brought up if you talk about why I'm blanking on the name here. I apologize. But yeah, if you type in Hitler flying over Germany, or can somebody hit me with the name of it? I'm blanking on it, and it's really, really messing me up that I can't. What's the name of her major film there? Triumph of the Will. Thank you, Fish. Appreciate it. My apologies. I have trouble coming up with things on the spot. Like I'll wake up later tonight in bed, like yelling Triumph of the Will. But yeah, she was definitely more of the propaganda aspect, making it seem like Hitler was larger than life. She was the one that gave him the clips of him again flying over Berlin. She would, cover his flights. He was, again, Hitler, the first person to make, flying around the country, to make several stops, to make several speeches in a day or in a certain period. He made that pretty much standard for politicians, which is still done, honestly, to this day. But yeah, thank you, Fish. I appreciate you for getting me that the name. I'm sorry I blanked on that. But you're absolutely right. All these people. But this is how Hitler kind of governed. It was, governing by morons. There was no direct hierarchy. People fought for their leadership. People fought for how close they could get to the Fuhrer. They undermined each other. They backstabbed each other. It was extremely bureaucratic. But again, this just kind of reminded me of the way that they govern, where it was like, okay, you could tell Pete Hegseth heard what Donald Trump said in the meeting. He was like, okay, how can I use my powers in order to make that happen? And then he wanted to make it happen first, so then he could go back to Donald Trump and say, hey, look what I did, right? And he thought he was going to get praise. But unfortunately, this is what happens when you make the weekend Fox News host that couldn't make the weekday couch the head of the most powerful military on the planet. So I don't know what else anybody expected. But let's just finish this out and hear a little bit more of what she found.
Colby, who ultimately himself made that recommendation to pause this weapons shipment. But Secretary Hegseth ultimately did sign off on it. Now, after all of that, we're told that pause was not actually told to the White House in real time. The White House found out about it in large part through press reports, including Secretary of State Rubio, who is also the president's national security advisor, was not looped in on this before.
Jesus Christ, people. So the president didn't know. The national security advisor didn't know. Pete Hegseth just out there running around like a fucking drunk madman, slapping women, stopping fucking weapon shipments. He don't give a shit. He's got the keys to the fucking city. The keys to the city, and it couldn't happen to a more disgusting human being. He's got his buddy, his president. He's got his fucking, corrupt friends all around him in high positions. He thinks he's untouchable. Training with the troops because he does a couple fucking push-ups and goes over a couple fucking monkey bars. He thinks he's George Patton all of a sudden. But this is what happens when you let these people have the positions of power that they now have. They can't be trusted. They have no knowledge, or at least not the particular knowledge required for a position like that. Not even remotely. It's really, really disturbing, the situation that we now have as far as the people in power in some of the highest positions, in our government.
And so we're told that after he found out about this pause, Trump actually pressed Hegseth to release at least part of that shipment of.
Hold on, let's see. Somebody said, ask. I actually was not far away from that position, from that location, on my trip to Ukraine. Excuse me, but I didn't have enough time. There just wasn't enough time to make the journey to go and piss on it.
Patriot interceptors to the Ukrainians, because, as we have heard Trump say repeatedly in recent days, the Ukrainians need those defensive weapons. And we're told that he sent much the same message to President Zelensky during.
Very good point, Gary. Very good point. Gary here makes a point that Ernst Röhm thought he was untouchable too. Ernst Röhm, the leader of the SA, the brown shirts, who, Hitler at a point made them so powerful and so strong, they were actually too powerful and too strong. And he again feared an uprising. He again feared, being taken out by Ernst Röhm and the SA. So what he did is he conducted the Night of the Long Knives, took out the leadership of the SA, shot, stabbed, killed, tortured, and took out that force, and then ultimately basically incorporated the rest of the SA into the SS and other agencies in the Nazi regime. Hey, Denise, how are you? But very good point. Very good point, because at one point, Ernst Röhm was untouchable, right? He was one of, if not the second most powerful individual in Nazi Germany. And he was taken out and he was eaten by his own people. Okay? So if Pete Hegseth thinks he's safe, right? If Pete Hegseth thinks he's untouchable, I ask him to learn about the story of Ernst Röhm, because he's got another thing coming.
That phone call on Friday, in which, yet again, he also downplayed his role in the decision to pause these weapon shipments, Aaron.
All right, Natasha, thank you very much. And incredible, though, what you're saying, that this was paused and the White House was not informed. The National Security Advisor was not informed. Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, retired General West.
Thank you, fucking Jesus. Let's go. It is astounding. It is astounding. It is astounding. And it is depressing to think that we ourselves put ourselves in this position. I'm not speaking about you or I specifically, but us as a nation, us as a voting populace. What's up, Adam? How are you, buddy? Appreciate you being here. Aloha. Yeah, Kelly, I don't know how long he lasts, especially if he keeps making moves like this. But again, they got the fucking keys to the candy shop, right? And the owner of the candy shop is Donald Trump at this point. So I don't see, they could probably break into that son of a bitch, steal all the candy, and I don't know if Donald Trump would do anything about it. I think he'd be too scared. I think he's too worried about the look of him removing anybody in office, anybody that he put in the position, because it's going to make him look incompetent, because it's going to further prove that he doesn't know the best people and that he only appoints incompetent, corrupt morons willing to do his bidding at any turn. Thank you, Pam. Let's go, you guys. I appreciate you guys. I really, really do. You continuously keep this show running. You make sure I get food on my plate, and I can't thank you enough for that. Doing this full time now, it's a risk. It's scary, but with you fabulous people in the chat, always and continuously contributing to the show, whether it be with memberships just underneath me, whether it be with the Venmo that's not up in the corner, that should be, whether it be through PayPal, whether it be through patreon.com/Boston Brian. You guys have been there for me at all times, and I really, really do thank you. And again, don't forget, because you guys are so awesome, because you guys hit the goals that we set as far as contributions, we'll be doing a YouTube Zoom. We're going to see how that goes. It's going to be on Saturday. Keep your eye out for the link on Saturday. But I just wanted to reward you guys with, I don't know, a little bit of something extra for being so fantastic, and making sure that this show survives, and not only survives but thrives. So thank you guys. I really, from the bottom of my heart, I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit the like button.
Clark and David Axelrod are with me now. So, David, you spent a lot of time working in a White House. So when you hear this, that the defense secretary signs off on pausing weapon shipments to Ukraine, does not tell the White House, does not tell the national Marco Rubio.
I just want to hear again what the reaction is of people that maybe know or have more knowledge and insight about this situation. I want to see if it kind of links up to what I'm saying as far as how outrageous and ridiculous and against policy this is for Pete Hegseth to take action like this under his own accord.
In his role, and the President Trump says, he didn't know who even did this and who approved it. When you hear all this, what do you hear?
I know, Jim. It's something I got to work on. It really is. It's starting to affect my editing capabilities. I got to make sure that I don't mind dropping them every now and again, but I do have to make sure that I tone it down just a little bit, because it's pretty strenuous to go through my videos and try to bleep out all the swears. It's a lot of bleeps. So try to keep me on the right track, guys. I apologize for people that don't like the bleeps, but it goes to help on the YouTube algorithm to make it more watchable for people. But I will do my best to make sure that only at the correct moments do I pull out the F-bombs. I won't change the rants. Believe me, if I'm ranting, it'll come out. I promise. Yeah, there's nothing you can do to change that, but I do, for the viewers as well, I should try to tone it down just a bit. So I appreciate you guys bringing that to my attention. I really do.
Absolutely astonishing. I mean, I'll yield to General Clark, who's got a much richer and deeper grasp of military history than I do. But I will tell you, from my years in the White House, the idea that a decision like that would be taken on a matter of such import, and obviously in a critical place, without the national security advisor being informed and the president of the United States, is beyond belief to me. And if I were the president, I'd be furious about that. I thought it was odd at the cabinet meeting today when Caitlin asked him that question, and he said, well, I don't know, you tell me. And the Secretary of Defense was sitting right next to him. So the whole thing was peculiar. Look, I hope this change of heart is real, and that these systems go through. All
right, so it seems like he's in a very similar place, right? A very similar place. Like, it's ridiculous. It's insane. It's something that the president should definitely take action. But we've seen the incompetence, the corruption, the lack of accountability with this administration, and we don't think it's going to start now. So basically where we're left is just hoping that Donald Trump stays the course as far as combating Russia, combating Vladimir Putin, and continuing to support the people of Ukraine. So, we're kind of left at the whim of a madman, unfortunately, because we just don't know which way he's going to go. He seems to change his mind and his attitude depending on which way the wind blows. But at this point, I just wanted to bring it to your attention. What's going on in this situation as it pertains to weapon shipments to Ukraine, Donald Trump's attitude as it pertains to Vladimir Putin, Pete Hegseth going behind the back of Donald Trump, the national security advisor, and ordering the halt of weapons to be shipped to Ukraine that were already set and slated to be shipped. But yeah, let's see if we get into, I just wanted to show you just a little change of pace. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button. But this is just a little change of pace. All right. This is a dude that I've watched for some time now. He makes really, really good videos. If you have not checked him out, please check out his Instagram. I would very much recommend it. But he made a good one as it pertains to, the feelings that we shared over July 4th, trying to juxtapose the celebration of the country with the way that the country is now being run, in the direction that the politics are now going in. So I just wanted to show you this because I really do like this kid. His name is Andrew Duffer, I believe. And he's very, very good at what he does. And this is just another one of his good videos. And I did want to highlight this and show you this before we went on with the rest of the show. So please indulge me. Please let me know what you think about this. It's a little bit lengthy. I don't know. We don't have to kind of see the whole thing. I think you'll get the point and the aspect and the point that he's trying to get across. So let's see if we can check this out. This is Andrew J. Duffer on Instagram, and I very much advise you to check out his page. So let's get into this. I don't know if I can make it any bigger. I apologize if that doesn't look good. I'll see if I can play around with the scenes, but here we go. Play. How do you play it?
Didn't celebrate the 4th of July this year. I haven't in May.
Oh, Christ almighty. I knew that was going to happen. Hold on. Let me search.
I didn't celebrate.
Watch full reel. Here we go. Sorry about that. That's not it either. What's happening? Good Lord Almighty. All right, hold on. Why can't it just let me show the friggin' thing? It's never easy, ladies and gentlemen. It's never easy. Jay. Here he is right here.
I didn't
All right,
celebrate the
stop. See post. All right, here we go. Stopping it. Jesus Christ. All right. Just want to make sure you guys can see this. Can you see it? All right. Sorry, that was a struggle. I apologize. Here we go.
celebrate the 4th of July this year. I haven't in many years because most Americans keep their heads buried in the sand, except on the 4th when they lift them into the clouds just long enough to watch fireworks burst above a country that's burning below. Their heads are never where they should be, and that's exactly how those in power want it. Because if you aren't paying attention, then you won't be horrified. This isn't the land of the free. It's the land where freedom is rationed right alongside insulin and food, where billionaires buy Supreme Court rulings and fly private jets over tent cities, while over 600 anti-LGBTQ plus bills sweep the country. This is the land where women have fewer rights than they did 50 years ago, where doctors hesitate to save lives out of fear of vague, brutal laws. This is the land where if you're Black, brown, indigenous, disabled, or an immigrant, they want you just visible enough to exploit and just invisible enough to forget. This is the land where voter suppression and police brutality aren't just common, they're normalized, where indigenous land was stolen, then handed back in fragments, and now even that is being stripped for profit while sovereignty is ignored and treaties are trampled. It's the land where we criminalize homelessness instead of solving it. Poverty is treated like a crime, not a crisis. We can't fund housing or mental health care, but we found millions and just a few days to build a barbed wire concentration camp in a Florida swamp called Alligator Alcatraz, surrounded by gators and guards. There's no budget for compassion here, but there's always one for cruelty. Wages are stagnant, rent is extortion, and one medical bill can ruin it all. Public schools and healthcare have become battlegrounds for religious control. Christianity is no longer practiced. It's legislated. The separation of church and state is dead, and democracy is next, thanks to Project 2025. They want Trump to control every federal agency, the DOJ, even the military. They want to replace public servants with loyal extremists and erase every check and balance. You're not unpatriotic for calling this out. You're just awake, and woke is the last thing that they want you to be. This isn't a nation. It's a machine that feeds on rights and spits out power, a gated community with a graveyard underneath. So what exactly are we supposed to celebrate? Let's ask the woman forced to give birth to her rapist's child, or the trans teen too afraid to pee at school, or the immigrant father in a cage while his child sleeps on concrete. Ask the unhoused veteran who served a country that won't even serve him a hot meal. You want to honor America? Then tell the truth, because truth is the only kind of patriotism left. And the truth is, we are not free. Not while billionaires buy elections and churches write policy. And they're not hiding it anymore. They don't want democracy. They want dominance. And they're betting that you'll be too tired, too numb, or too distracted to stop them. Because this system doesn't just oppress. It exhausts. It wrings you out. The American dream was never a promise. It was bait, and we fell for it. America didn't break. It worked exactly as it was designed to. The system isn't failing. It's functioning. It's feeding the powerful and draining the rest of us dry. And if that makes you sad, good. That sadness means you still have a soul. Use it. And I'm not just talking to the people who are hurting. I'm talking to you too, Republicans. You're letting this happen. And if you're feeling something in your chest, something unsettled, heavy, or hard to name, don't run from that. Lean into it. That ache in your gut is your conscience whispering that something is wrong. Question what you've been taught. Be brave enough to disagree with your family, strong enough to challenge your husband, honest enough to admit that you've been lied to, because silence doesn't keep you you safe. It keeps you complicit. And history is watching. You think this is about politics. It's about power, about who gets to live freely and who has to live quietly until someone decides that they shouldn't live at all. You think that you're safe because your church told you this was right, because your 401k is doing fine. But authoritarianism doesn't feel comfortable. It starts there. You think your privilege is a shield. It's a leash. You don't have to agree with me on everything. You don't even have to like me. But if you love this country, then prove it. Protect the people it's trying to erase, because you're next. And I'd rather stand beside you now while there's still something left to stand for than watch you learn too late. The boots are already on the ground. The laws are already written and the ink is drying. And when the silence comes, it won't be peace. It'll be the absence of every voice they erased, every queer kid, every person of color, every immigrant, every protest silenced. And that quiet will feel calm until you realize it's just the calm before your storm. That's when you'll remember our warnings, because it always starts with cheering and it always ends with history people think will never happen again. You're not safe. You're spared for now. I'm not anti-American, but I won't put my hand over my heart and pledge allegiance to a country that makes it beat out of fear. I didn't celebrate the 4th of July this year.
All right, thank you. I appreciate you guys for watching all that. For those of you wondering, this is Andrew J. Duffer on Instagram. I'm trying to get the link to this video so I can pop it in the chat. Copy link. I'll pop it in the chat right now for you guys. For those of you who are wondering, he does fantastic work. Usually he's pacing around like a madman. This time he's sitting down. It's kind of weird. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, just somebody that seems to get it, right? I mean, somebody that understands the process of what's going on in this country and the people's ability to fight back, right? Like, nobody's coming to save us. It is on ourselves to save ourselves. Because right now, it says an error occurred when I tried to post it. Let me see if I can post it again. My apologies. Link posted, maybe. There you go. It says it posted. But yeah, again, Andrew J. Duffer, he's amazing. I've been watching him for years. I definitely highly recommend checking out his content. But I just wanted to show you, I found that to be extremely powerful, extremely passionate, and right on the nose. I don't think you can hit the nail on the head much more than you can in that. So I appreciate you, Andrew. Thank you, buddy, for what you do. Really, I mean, for people who are looking for, other content creators, other styles, other people to watch. That's one right there for sure. Definitely. All right. Let me see if I can. I'm going to take this off. Let's see here. What did we want to cover next? We did this one. Oh, remember, I just wanted to refresh everybody's memory just real quick. Can we refresh everybody's memory from all the way back to yesterday? When Donald Trump was asked about the Epstein files and what his response actually was to this whole thing, right? I mean, do we remember? Hold on, let me see if I can do this. Do this. My apologies. On the screen. Share this. There we go. So this is just a short clip just to remind everybody of how he responded when asked about the Epstein files.
Your memo and release yesterday on Jeffrey Epstein, it left some lingering mysteries. One of the biggest ones is whether he ever worked for a American or foreign intelligence agency. The former Labor Secretary, who was Miami U.S. Attorney Alex Costa, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape?
Yeah, sure. If I
Could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you?
Tom, I've been on with Tom Powell on TikTok a few times. He's a great dude. Reese Waters, yep, definitely. It's a good idea. I should probably reach out to Tom, see if I can get him on the show. We used to be in the same kind of circle as far as it went on TikTok. I mean, yeah, so you're talking about Donald Trump's response. Yeah. He wants everybody to shut up about it. He wants everybody to just forget about it. And listen to his response here. He's so upset that anybody would dare bring up this story The story of the president of the United States being directly connected to the world's most prolific pedophile, engaged in sexual activity with children, with high-profile clients. The guy that, was directly connected to that in many, many ways is now the president. And now that guy expects us not to talk about said story in which the DOJ is trying to enact a massive cover-up right now.
Still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking.
He has been talked about for years because of the extent of his crimes, the extent of the people that were involved in his crimes, you being one of them, Donald. So yes, and it will continue to be talked about for a long time to come, especially or even when you stop breathing.
We have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And people.
Yeah, he's so involved that he can only name Texas as far as the huge and pressing issues he's now facing as president. That's all he can think about. We got Texas and like other things going on. Guy doesn't know shit about shit.
Still talking about this guy, this creep. That is.
Yeah, he was a creep. He was a creep. And it's strange that there's so many pictures and, videos of you with him and, logs of your name on his flight logs. It's crazy that you would hang out with such a creep for over 20 years and have no recognition, have no, you didn't notice at all, except for the time you told everybody that he was into young girls just like you were. But who wants to talk about that stuff, guys? Who wants to think about that? But all right, let's see here. This is just a little bit of the hypocrisy. Did I play this already? Christ, no, I don't remember. This is just a little bit of the most blatant hypocrisy probably ever to come out of a White House press secretary's mouth, right? So take everything to account, the massive cover-up by the DOJ, the further cover-up by Caroline Leavitt that we showed on on yesterday's show, talking about how she's now trying to obfuscate, she's now trying to rewrite history as far as what Pam Bondi was talking about when she told us explicitly, specifically, that she had this client list on her desk ready to be reviewed. But now all of a sudden, that's not what she meant. That's not what she said. They actually don't exist, ladies and gentlemen. And now we get this a day later from Caroline Leavitt talking about, justice, law and order, accountability. Like, try not to puke in your mouth listening to the hypocrisy and the bullshit that is about to come out of this lady's mouth. Now, again, remember, take into account DOJ, everything that's happened, Donald Trump's cover-up, Epstein, sex crimes, DOJ cover-up, Caroline Leavitt further cover-up. And now listen to this.
What we have seen is corruption at the highest levels.
Corruption at the highest levels. It almost sounds like she's talking about her own administration, ladies and gentlemen. If you really dig down and think about it, if you just take everything she says here and you apply it to the Trump administration, it actually fits in nicely. It actually fits in perfectly. The circle goes in the circle hole. The square goes in the square hole. If you just apply everything she's saying hypocritically to the Trump administration, to the Trump regime, to the Trump cartel, whatever the fuck you want to call that dysfunctional administration.
What we have seen is corruption at the highest levels against President Trump. The deep state threw everything at him to prevent him from coming back to this big, beautiful White House behind me. And he prevailed, and the truth must come out. And this administration is totally committed to transparency and to justice and to accountability.
Is totally down with accountability and justice, law and order, right?
Coming back to this big, beautiful White House behind me. And he prevailed, and the truth must come out. And this administration is totally committed to transparency.
Totally committed to transparency, ladies and gentlemen. Totally committed to transparency, which is, again, why the DOJ is now enacting one of the biggest, if not the biggest, cover-ups in scandals ever to be perpetrated among the American people by having a pedophile president directly advise his DOJ and his FBI to destroy evidence that would directly link him to crimes. That's what's going on. That's what the fuck's going on. And then the very next day, she's going to come out and talk about how they're committed to transparency and accountability. Stick it up your ass, Caroline. Here.
Go fuck yourself.
Come on. Sorry. I know I'm trying to tone it down on the bombs, but come on. I mean, it's literally, it's getting too much. Like, it's been too much for a long time. But at some point, this trend has to break of just the outright blatant propaganda and lies, the total opposite of what reality is, being told on national television as if it's fact by supposed newscasters, by supposed press secretaries that are there for one thing and one thing only, and that's to defend and protect their dear leader, their Fuhrer, Donald Trump.
And to justice and to accountability. And we must have a rule of law in this country. We can't be a nation without law and order. That's what the president believes in. And I'm glad to see the Department of Justice is opening up this investigation. Well,
can you imagine that, ladies and gentlemen? Can you imagine that? Can you even fathom the thought of going out the very next day after what happened and trying to talk about how this administration that you work for is committed to transparency and accountability? Ladies and gentlemen, if you believe anything coming from anyone in this administration, you need some serious help. And I hope you get that. Thank you, JD. Let's go. I appreciate you guys so much. I really do. JD, everybody that's... Peter! Let's fucking go, Peter. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Let's fucking go. Good to see you. And JD, thank you so much for your subsidized profanity bonus. That is, again, hugely beneficial and hugely appreciated for the channel. And thank you again, Peter, for showing up and showing up big. I mean, I really do appreciate it. And again, I hope everybody realizes, and I know you guys do, but I know every now and again we get new viewers in here. We got new people watching. We get people new to politics that are tuning into these shows, these types of, new political shows, right? So I want it to be drilled into your head. I want you to understand the hypocrisy, the blatant lies and propaganda being spewed by not only the White House, but also the mainstream media as it pertains to Fox News, Forbes, CNN has their fucking huge issues. Even MSNBC now has their issues, right? So what we're led to do here as independent political commentators is to sift through this bullshit and to bring you the lies and the propaganda and to bring it into light and to show you the pieces and the puzzle and to break that apart and to let you guys know the intricate details of the propaganda and the lies being spewed so that you guys know how to see it and how to fucking fight against it, right? So thank you, Peter. Thank you, JD. Thank you, everybody that's gifted. I appreciate you guys so much. I really, really do. All right, so on to the next one. So I just wanted to show you just a little bit of this because I got a real kick out of this, ladies and gentlemen. So we showed on the show yesterday, right? Alex Jones's absolute meltdown. Here, I still might have it up here. Here. This was Alex Jones's absolute meltdown. Remember the face he made? Let's see if we can. Where's that face? There he is. There's Alex. There he is. What an absolute twat. Good Lord Almighty. But we showed this yesterday. Alex Jones's absolute freak out, but failure to, again, link Donald Trump to what's going on. But he's got new information, ladies and gentlemen. He's got new information as it pertains to this case, as it pertains to Jeffrey Epstein. He's been speaking to his people overnight. Hold on.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've been speaking to people overnight, people in high places, people with knowledge of direct knowledge of this situation, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to give you the scoop right now. I'm going to give you the lowdown, the shit that the mainstream media will not tell you. The things that you can only hear right here at InfoWars. Alex Jones got it here first. I've been talking about sources. So let's Alex Jones tell us what new information he's got on this case, because he's really mad at the CIA and Mossad, but again is too fucking stupid to link Donald Trump to what's going on. So let's just see a little bit of this.
And this morning with
sorry, I feel like I sound just like him. I feel like when I start that video, it just sounds like me talking again, but maybe you guys hear it differently. But here we go. Here's Alex Jones with his new insights, his new information.
All right. I've been on the phone last night and this morning with high-level sources in the...
That's exactly what I said.
Pentagon, high-level sources in CENTCOM, high-level sources.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get the scoop. We're going to get the scoop, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get a scoop. He's going to tell us everything that we needed to know about this situation. So make sure you're listening.
In the media, high-level sources in the White House, high-level presidential advisors. And I have confirmed, talking to all of them, that exactly what I surmised all of this was on Monday is exactly what's going on. U.S. intelligence, the CIA, under the Democrats and the globalists, was using these.
Oh, my God. The fact the word Democrats even comes out of his lips when speaking about the situation is insane to me. Is just absolutely insane to me. The obfuscation, the mental gymnastics and cartwheels and backflips and somersaults you have to do inside your own brain. Because I know that Alex Jones knows for a goddamn fact that Donald Trump is behind every one of these calls, and he's the reason because his name and flight logs and videos and pictures are all over the place as it pertains to Jeffrey Epstein and his files. Alex Jones knows damn well.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know damn well that Donald Trump is responsible for everything that I am now yelling about and putting on the backs of CIA. Even though the intelligence agencies and CIA are now being run by Donald Trump and his minions. But I'm going to try to put them off to one side for a second here as I lie to everybody and try to do mental gymnastics and backflips to try to blame this on somebody else.
Blackmail files, these initiation events, to control their people. That was the whole point of it. And then when Trump becomes president, and this time actually begins to really control the deep state, would he then release all these bankers and tech titans and political leaders and indict them all for raping children?
The answer to that question apparently is no. You got your answer. It's a big fat no on whether Donald Trump gives a shit about child sex trafficking, child abuse, pedophilia. You got your answer. In case you're wondering, you got your fucking answer. No, he does not give a shit. No, he does not want to prosecute. No, he doesn't want to hold people accountable. Thank you, Mr. Android. Is this all just a conspiracy to survive? You never know what's going on in the mind of Alex Jones. You really don't know. It could be a conspiracy for a whole lot of things. But thank you for being here for 15 months. That's amazing, Mr. Android. I appreciate you. Appreciate your contributions to the chat. Thank you for being here. Really valued member of the community. I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
And the argument would be, well, no, he can't do that. It'll bring down the whole U.S. government.
Sorry, I had the Alex Jones on without knowing I had the Alex Jones on. My apologies. Thank you, Nicholas, for letting me know that thank you, Dame Dog, for letting me know that the voice filter was still on.
I'm not endorsing that. That's how this works. I'm explaining what's going on. Now, the question is, will he stop the human trafficking, sex slavery, or will he let Mossad, CIA, MI6 continue it on?
Are we getting this, ladies and gentlemen? I went blank. Sorry about that. But are we getting this, ladies and gentlemen? Are we getting this? Like, it's on Donald Trump to save and to prosecute these people, but he's not doing that. But somehow it's not Donald Trump's fault. In no way is Donald Trump responsible for all this. Sorry about that. My apologies. I hit the wrong button. That was a wrong button attack right there. Wrong button attack. But he's on top of the answer. Like, he's dancing on the fucking tip of the mountain of the answer. And yet somehow continuously manages to fall on the backside of the mountain. Right?
Well, he can't even get his own staffers to do what he tells them. So, no, you have to expose all.
Oh, talking about Pete Hegseth. I think that's a little Pete Hegseth dig. Talking about Pete Hegseth not telling Donald Trump about the weapon shipments. A little dig here.
Whole thing sent him to prison, or it does continue on. The argument that you can take control of it to manage it and limit it, that's a Zbigniew Brzezinski argument he made in books he wrote in the 70s about how Western intelligence.
I think he needs more papers, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's the problem. I don't think he has quite enough papers on the desk to figure this out yet. I think if he was surrounded by maybe 30 or 40 more, piles of paper, that he might actually discover the answer to this. But, I could be wrong.
Runs human trafficking and sex slavery and pedophilia for control. So I understand the argument. I don't agree with it, but I understand the argument of this is too evil and too bad to bring out. It'll bring down the whole U.S. government. And so Trump grabs the files from the Democrats they wouldn't give him in New York with Cash Patel and Bondi back in March, delivers the files and the terabytes of child rape and all the rest of it to the FBI offices around the country. That's cocking the gun, loading the gun, cocking the gun, puts it to the head of the system. And you notice in March, as soon as he did that, you started seeing the establishment roll over faster and faster. Still, there's large parts of it that haven't. But at the top, they're bending the knee.
At the top, they're bending the knee. That means Donald Trump is now allowing or approving whatever's going on here. But again, the failure to hold him accountable, the failure to put him in the top spot as the person perpetrating the handling of the Epstein files is fucking astounding to me. It really, really is.
Goes to NATO, now they basically fall down and worship him. He goes to the Middle East, same thing. I mean, it's.
Yeah, I'll check this one out too. Ready? I think Yvonne sent me one that you guys would get a kick out of too. Let me see. I think it was a Luke Beasley video that I saw it on. Let me see, Yvonne, if you're in here. Let me see if I can share this instead. This is Luke Beasley, and he's about to play. No thanks. He's showing a clip here of Alex Jones and Judge Joe Brown. Right? Let me see if I can skip to the clips where he actually plays the clip here. But this is just a little bit of Alex Jones and Judge Joe Brown again explaining and talking about the Epstein files here, I believe. Let's see.
That was just a way of exposing.
Hold on. Let me see if he actually plays it. No, not that one. All right, maybe here it is.
The argument would be it's too.
Oh, for crying out loud. Why am I not on my account? Switch account. That's me. All right, here we go.
All right, I'm sorry.
Now we got to skip ahead again. Here we go.
And now suddenly the NATO, everybody's kissing Trump's butt, and it looks like Trump is now in control of the file, and obviously they're not going to read in the FBI. It's the CIA and Ratcliffe doing it. The best approximation I've got, it is speculation, but I got a lot of points, is that Trump has decided to just use the file against them. What do you think, Judge?
Oh my God. So now he's trying to make it seem like Trump is using this to somehow attack other people?
I think you're right on point with that. I think
I'm sorry, but why does Judge Joe Brown look like what Alex Jones is going to look like after he was like, I don't know, burnt in some really bad fire? And then like was fucking sat in a swimming pool for 48 hours straight. Like, does that not look like what Alex Jones is going to look like in about 20 years? That looks like Alex Jones's father to me. That's just Alex Jones's father right there. Like if Alex Jones got in a car accident, the car burnt up, it somehow landed in water, and he was just soaked in fucking seawater for, I don't know, a week or two. He'd come out looking just like Judge Joe Brown. And my apologies if Judge Joe Brown has some sort of illness, but so does Alex Jones, so that kind of works. All right, again, we don't have to watch all that, but I did want to show you that like they're going as far as to have Judge Joe Brown on to try to explain this away. That's when you know you're really, really in trouble in this aspect, in this conversation, in this situation. That's when you know things have gotten bad. All right, let me see if I can get this out of here. I also wanted to show you this, guys. Because when the president of the United States claims that he can just take over cities because he doesn't like who was elected mayor, I think it's something that we need to talk about, right? So this is Donald Trump here. Trump says New York City, D.C. could face federal takeovers. Federal takeovers because he doesn't like either the way they're being run, the people being elected, or so forth and so on. So let's take a look at this and see what he has to say. Just a short clip.
But I can tell you this. I used to say we will not ever be a socialist country, right? Well, I'll say it again. We're not going to have.
And as he's saying that, can I just say he looks like absolute death. If somehow death got beat up, ran over, slapped with fucking diarrhea, had somehow horses trample all over him, had cows shit on his face, and then somehow was thrown into like a batch of fucking radiation. That's how Donald Trump looks right now. Like if death had a door, Donald Trump would be knocking on that son of a bitch right now. I mean, there's no way. That hair is telling me I don't have much longer to go, is what that hair right now is telling me. This hair is telling me I don't have much fucking air to breathe. I don't have much more oxygen to breathe in this world. I am fading, and I am fading fucking quickly into oblivion. That's what that fucking man looks like right now. That's what that hair is telling me. That I am on my last fucking leg. That even my hairdresser can't fucking contain this mess anymore. But one can only hope.
If a communist gets elected to run New York, it can never be the same, but we have tremendous power at the White House to run places when we have to. We could run D.C. I mean, we're looking at D.C. We don't want crime in D.C. We want the city to run well. Susie Wiles is working very closely with the mayor, and they're doing all right. I mean, in the sense that we would run it so good, it would be run so properly.
He looks like the golf mat at the driving range that's been used and abused for fucking like 10, 12 years. That is just ripped, beaten up, doesn't even have a tee anymore. It looks like people have been fucking using actual spikes to step on it. Like he looks like the mat that I hit the golf balls off of.
Get the best person to run it. The crime would be down.
I'm sorry, but I know we're distracted by his decrepit appearance. But the fact that he's now saying that he has the power to, I don't know, federally run Washington, D.C., or to take over New York City if he somehow opposes policies, opposes politicians, doesn't like the way something is being run, is a fucking problem. Is a major, major problem. Okay? Because we got this guy's fingers, his little fucking hands. Hold on. We got this guy's little fucking hands sticking in enough friggin' things.
Always calling me Little Marco. And I'll admit, the guy, he's taller than me. He's like 6'2", which is why I don't understand why his hands are the size of someone who's 5'2".
Trump's little fucking hands.
For the rest of my life, I have the curse that I have little hands. Little hands.
This guy's grungy little fingers.
Refer to my hands. If they're small, something else must be small.
And too many things right now. The last thing we need is this guy thinking that he can take over fucking cities at will because he doesn't like the mayor that was elected. And this all stems from the election of Zoran Mandani in New York City, who, again, the right continues to call it communist, a Marxist, somebody that is anti-Semitic without any fucking evidence to back up their claims. This is why he's bringing up, I told you we'll never be socialist. I told you we'll never be communist. He's bringing this up in direct relation to Zoran Mandani's win in New York City. And now trying to process through his fucking thin head of hair, through his thick goddamn skull that is fading rapidly into oblivion, that he thinks he can somehow take over these cities because he doesn't like the people that are being elected by the citizens of said cities.
Down to a minimal would be much less. And, we're thinking about doing it, to be honest with you. We want a capital that's run.
And for somebody that doesn't drink, he sure got a fucking alcoholic nose. Like, how's he got a nose like a booze bag that sits at the end of the bar Monday through fucking Sunday at the same stool, at the same bar, drinking the same drink for the last 50 fucking years, smoking Mob Reds, sucking down some Winstons. How does this man have fucking, I don't know, pick an alcoholic's nose? How does he have Pete Hegseth's nose? Donald Trump currently has Pete Hegseth's nose from fucking 20 years from now. I mean, you know what I'm talking about, right? How the people get like the bulbous nose, the alcoholics you see, they get that fucking, I don't know what it's called. It's not rosacea. It's like something else. But how does he have a man that claims he doesn't drink, never had a drink because his brother was a drunk and died? Somehow has Pete Rose's nose. Somehow has Pete Hegseth's grandfather's schnoz on his fucking face right now.
Flawlessly. And it wouldn't be hard for us to do it. And we've had a good relationship with the mayor, and we're testing it to see if it works. But New York City will run properly. We're going to bring New York back. I love New York. You know, I love.
I think it was Stormy Daniels that said, if you want to know what his mushroom pecker looks like, just take a look at his nose. Guy's got a fucking dick for a nose and a vagina for a neck. Guy's just turning into a fucking human body piece by piece. Sorry.
New York for a long time. Then we had a bunch of crooked people in there. You have an attorney general who's a total stone cold crook. New York State, Letitia James, a total crook. All they do is want to go after political opponents. They do what's ever expeditious for them. She's the one that took out Cuomo because she wanted to run for governor, and then she ended up getting 1% of the vote. She polled at 1%. She dropped out, went back to attorney general. You have a lot of crooked things going on in New York. We're going to straighten out New York. It's
so crooked that she went back to a real job. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you're curious what the doormat in front of death's door looks like and who might be standing on it, you're getting your answer right in front of you. Because this man's body has had it. It's over. Fucking over, ladies and gentlemen. The hair, the face, the brain, it's gone. It's done. It's over. And unfortunately, we still have a long time to go with this guy in office. So, what's that say? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, beware the nuns. Beware the nuns. Yeah, so good call. I'm going to show you this before I get out of here because I missed this on the other show. We just got a couple minutes left. I want to make sure that I get this. On the show so I can show you guys. Obviously, because obviously you've known and you've heard my, resistance, my defiance, my hatred for ICE and what they are doing and perpetrating against fine people all over this great nation. You know that I've been on their tail. You know that I've been telling you guys to film and follow, hashtag film and follow ICE agents wherever you see them. If you have the time and the ability, film and follow them because we have seen multiple acts of violence, multiple videos come out from citizens all over the country of ICE agents, breaking the law, beating up fathers of Marines, arresting pregnant U.S. citizens. Thank you, moms. Appreciate that. And that's only because you guys have been there to film it with your cameras, with your cell phones, and to report that back to us. So as fuck ICE, abolish them sons of bitches unless you're going to fucking turn it into a positive sort of agency, which I don't think you can do at this point. I don't think it can honestly be done at this point. It's been ruined severely, I would say, by both parties at this point. Obviously, one more than others, but there are definitely connections to both Republicans and Democrats as it pertains to ICE. We cannot forget. So thank you, Laurie, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, Petrazi, very much. I appreciate it. You guys are fantastic. But again, right hand up. Let's call it as we see it. Let's call it as it happened. Let's not beat around the bush. Let's not bullshit each other. Let's talk about these actual issues and how they came to fruition, and let's talk about how we can solve these issues. But because I've been on hot on the tail of ice, I wanted to show you this from Gavin Newsom talking about the MacArthur Park situation. I don't know if you saw videos from that of Border Patrol agents. Let's see here if I can show you just a little bit, just to get you a little bit more acquainted on what happened here. My apologies. So yeah, this is just a little bit of what was taking place at MacArthur Park. Here, let me show this to you guys on the screen here. Even make it a little bigger so you guys can see. Hopefully this plays. F you and your ad. But immigration enforcement swarms LA's MacArthur Park. Dozens of federal immigration agents in tactical gear, accompanied by members of the California National Guard, were deployed Monday to a mostly empty MacArthur Park in Los Angeles Monday morning. It is unclear if anyone was taken into custody during the operation, which sparked outrage among local residents, which Mayor Karen Bass called outrageous in an attempt to spread fear. An immigration and customs enforcement spokesperson told CNN the agency does not comment on ongoing operations. But yes, just another scare tactic, just another a blatant show of force to scare and to put fear in the hearts of immigrants, whether you're doing it legally or otherwise. So let's see if this video, Jesus, longest ad in history. But yeah, let's see if we can get into just a little bit of what Gavin Newsom had to say about this, and then we'll go back and show you what happened in MacArthur Park, just a little video clip of it so you can get an idea of what we're talking about and what Gavin Newsom is now speaking on. Here, let me go. This is just about done. So let's show this. Here we go.
Federal law enforcement officials swarmed to MacArthur Park, an area not far from downtown Los Angeles. Activists here say they drove them out. Mayor Karen Bass of Los Angeles also showed up with an impassioned plea. Here's what she had to say to them. Mayor Bass says those officers
look at them
lining this area.
What is this? Are they playing fucking Call of Duty? Or are they trying to fucking intimidate citizens? Right? Because in what fucking world does walking through a park require this type of fucking tactical gear? Does it require you to cover your face? Does it require you to not show identification? This fucking cosplay, Call of Duty, fucking SS, SA, Gestapo, brown shirts, black shirts, Mussolini, Hitler bullshit has got to come to a fucking end right now. This is a joke. This is Proud Boys on steroids. Okay, this is Oath Keepers with power is what this is. This is a fucking joke. Look at the woman next to her. Look at the woman next to them. Just sitting there taking pictures with her phone, and you're in tactical gear like you're going to fucking war. What are you going to do? What are you going to do to that lady in your tactical gear with your fucking helmet and your mask, you son of a bitch? Nothing. You're going to do shit. You can't do shit. But you're there to intimidate. You're there to harass. You're there to scare. You're there to fucking play war. You're there to play fucking soldier. So you can take your fucking tactical gear. You can stick it straight up your ass if anybody in ICE continues to work for that agency after knowing that they're being used as political pawns, as intimidation tactics, as the fucking American SS to go around and scare people in this country. Fuck ICE, abolish them sons of bitches, and arrest every single one of these fucking, unidentified, masked pieces of shit roaming around in tactical gear, rounding up fucking fine people. When we got actual fucking criminals, actual fucking murderers roaming the streets that these people can't seem to fucking find. They can't seem to run into any of the bad guys, but they find all of the fucking good guys. I'm done. I'm done with it. I'm done with Donald Trump having his little private fucking military force going around the United States, carrying out fucking acts of violence at will under Tom Homan's leadership at the direction and behest of Donald fucking Trump. I'm done with it. I am done with it. This force should no longer exist. ICE should no longer exist. If we need to fucking totally go back to the fucking table and the drawing board and come up with an agency that will fucking help people, that can enforce immigration laws and fucking humanely, and maybe assist people in the fucking process, knowing our immigration process is busted, knowing that we don't have fucking enough federal judges even close to deal with the number of immigration cases that we have. So ICE, fuck you. And the fucking military vehicle and the horse you fucking rode in on. You motherfuckers. So much for not swearing and not trying to put the bleeps in, but sorry. There's only so many fucking videos that somebody can see. There's only so many acts of violence. There's only so many acts of fucking ripping people out of Home Depot parking lots that are there trying to find a day job to feed their fucking family. There's enough fucking videos of pregnant women being detained because they're just not allowing ICE agents onto their property. I've seen enough. This has to fucking stop, and it has to fucking stop now. And everybody should be screaming at the top of their lungs, fuck ICE. Abolish them motherfuckers, and abolish them motherfuckers yesterday. Because trouble is coming, and we're seeing it now. We're seeing it now. Here. Let's see here. Let's see here. We're seeing it right now. The violence is already upticking. Let's see here. Yep, here you go. Here you go. Man killed after opening fire on Texas Border Patrol station. So this is what you're going to see more and more and more of. Is people taking it into their own fucking hands, people getting fed up and trying to take shit into their own hands, and people are going to get hurt. Whether it be the people taking it into their own hands or the fucking Border Patrol officers they're going for or the ICE officers they're going for. But this is what this leads to. When you perpetrate violence and scare tactics and fucking fascist fucking authoritarian tactics with a military force upon the people, it's funny how the people have a way of rising up and fighting fucking back. It's funny how that happens. So the more you try to fucking step on us, the bigger our foot comes. And I swear I will kick you so hard in that dick, ICE, you will never get off the ground. So how many times am I going to say, fuck ICE? Every single one of them officers. I will rip the mask right off your fucking face. I will post your identity online, as it should be. And make sure that everybody knows that you are directly linked and involved with Donald Trump's fascist military force that once roamed the United States looking for brown people, looking for people with Spanish-sounding last names so you could fucking rip them out of their homes, rip them from their families, rip their children away, and send them to fucking an El Salvadorian concentration camp. Or alligator Alcatraz in a swamp, fucking alligator-infested, mosquito-infested swampland. In some fucking facility that was built in 32 seconds and is somehow supposed to adequately house human beings. No more. Fuck that. Film and follow. You fucking harass these people. You fucking you demean them. You disrespect them. You get in their way. You impede their process at every fucking turn under every ability that you are afforded under the law. And fucking even step beyond that line. Make sure that these cocksuckers know that they're on the wrong fucking side of history. They joined the wrong fucking force at the wrong fucking time. And the people will fight back. All right, let's get into thank yous, guys. Let's get into thank yous. I really do appreciate you guys keeping the show running. Thank you guys so much for tuning in day in and day out, night after night. Making sure that this community continues to grow, continues to get stronger. And again, without your help, without these fine people that I am now going to highlight and commend, this show does not take place. I don't have the ability to sit in front of this computer and talk into this camera and speak into this microphone as a living, as a job, without your contributions. So this is truly 100% independent media. There is no cleaner definition of the term that you can find for a show that has no ad revenue, no sponsors, nothing behind a paywall, just straight facts, just straight information, just straight coverage, entertainment, that I ask you guys to contribute every now and again, $1 or $2, to help keep the show going. And you guys do. You absolutely do, and I can't thank you enough. So, Nordez, as always, with the 5 gifted to start off, thank you so much. You start off this chat in such a fucking positive way every single time, and it just filters down throughout everybody, every single show. So, thank you, Nordez, for setting the tone. I really appreciate it. Susan, thank you so much for the 5 gifted. Make sure you're thanking Susan if you received one of those 5 ships. And even if you didn't, make sure you're thanking Susan for contributing to this channel in a major way. AI, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you very much. It is very much astounding how incompetent he is. It is very much astounding at the fact that how normalized that incompetency has become as far as the mainstream media, as far as just in the political zeitgeist. But thank you for your contribution. Thank you, Pam, for the $5. I still think he looks great in that big top. I appreciate that, Pam. I appreciate you. Tell the pup I said hello. JD, thank you so much for the profanity bonus. I'm going to need that, especially towards the end. Peter with the huge $50 super sticker. Let's go, man. I appreciate you so much. I really do. Thank you for popping in. Thank you for joining Blunt Politics, as always. Patrick, thank you so much for being here for 15 months. I am not the best by any means. You are the best. The viewers are the best. The mods are the best. Mel is the best. I am not the best. I promise. I am not. I'm just a guy. But thank you, Patrick. I appreciate you. And thank you, Nordez, again for another 5, 10 gifted. Let's go. Appreciate that. Just keeping the chat running, keeping the contributions flowing. Thank you, Mr. Android, for being here for 15 months. Congratulations. Thank you so much. I appreciate the loyalty and the continued contributions to the channel. Thank you, Moms. Thank you, Laurie. Thank you, Petrazi. Thank you, AI, again. I try to tell it like it is. I may be wrong sometimes. I may, say the wrong word. I may flub up on a sentence, but I'm human. I'm one of you guys. I really am. I'm just a chatter with a camera and a heart and some opinions and a vision of how this country should be run, in anger, in frustration at how it is currently being run. So thank you, AI Jesus, again. Thank you, Ceres. Appreciate that with the $5 super sticker. I appreciate you very much. And then to round it out, JD with just a little bit more for the swear jar. Thank you so much, JD. You go a long way in filling up that swear jar, buddy. So don't think we don't notice. Don't think it's not appreciated. I really do. Thank you guys for all your help and contributions. I feel like I haven't seen Slacks. Where's Slacks at? Where's Slacks? I hope Slacks is all right. Slacks, if you're watching in the background, I appreciate you, brother. Hope to see you in the chat in the next one. But Peter, Fish Delight, thank you guys. Karen, Ceres, Mr. Android, Moms, George, as always, Denise, thank you so much. Tiffany to the mods, OG Adam, Rocks, thank you guys. Nicholas, thank you, Charlie. Let's see, Susie, Keith, let's see, Cruising for a Bruising. Bluesin', I always say that wrong, but say it right at the same time. Allie, Bubble, appreciate you guys so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I will see you guys. What's today? Wednesday. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific for our Thursday show. Make sure you tune in. Tell a friend. Tell a family member. The more people, the more viewers we get here, then, I really do believe that we are building a community here that can change the minds, the hearts and minds, and sway people into voting for the correct party, voting for their self-interest, their best interest, as opposed to voting. I'm looking forward to adapting the SoCal Act. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Sorry. People are already not understanding what I'm saying. I just kind of get that like weird blank stare and a nod like, yeah. And they just have no idea what I said. But thank you, Treva. I appreciate it. Congratulations. 11 months. That's awesome. One more for a year, Treva. Let's go. Appreciate that. Thank you, Beth. Appreciate you guys. Let's go. But yeah, all the mods, you guys are fantastic. All the chatters, the Bryantologists, the lobsters out there. Let's go. Let's send you off with a little bit of Jordan Peterson giving you guys a little praise.
I mean, they've been conserved since the time of lobsters, right? There weren't trees around when lobsters first manifested themselves on the planet.
No, and that's how important you guys are. That's how important and long-lasting you guys are. You guys are here before trees. But I'm out of here. I will see you guys. Have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow. I appreciate you guys stopping by and tuning in. Make sure you guys hit the like button on the way out. If you like what you're hearing, if you like what you're seeing, please subscribe to the channel. It is free to subscribe. It is free to like. It is free to share the show. And if you want to go above and beyond, again, just below me, just underneath me is a button where you can become a channel member for $2.99 a month, cheaper than a gallon of gas here in Southern California. You can be a channel member and go a long way into helping this community. There's Venmo up in the corner and patreon.com/Boston Brian. Don't forget our July Zooms. Here, let's see if I can get into the July Zooms. So we got July 15th and then the 29th for the VIP. Anybody that signs up for patreon.com/Boston Brian at any level gets access to these Zooms as well as you find people that don't have to be Patreon members that will get access to this YouTube Zoom on Saturday. Again, that is kind of like a general admission, again, so you don't feel like anything is hidden behind a paywall or anything like that. But yeah, I'm out of here. Again, here's the new show schedule. Jot it down, write it down, join me, tell other commentators, tell other shows that this is when I'm on. So we don't have any feet or toes being stepped on. You know, I don't like when everybody leaves the chat. Just kidding. All right, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. I appreciate you. Have a great night. Again, stay active. Get out there. Get out of your seat. Get into that street. Stay loud. Stay proud. Stay aggressive. Film and follow ICE. Hashtag film and follow ICE. Hey, ICE.
Go fuck yourself.
Fuck ICE. Abolish ICE. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Hopefully this works. Oh, thank you, Allie. I appreciate that, Allie. Welcome to the family.
Chocolate pudding in my underpants. What in the hell was that all about? He says wrecked them, damn near killed them.
Brian, you're drunk. You're drunk.
Is the town drunk?
Water coming here is dead. All I know about magnets is this. Give me a glass of water. Let me drop it in the magnets. That's the end of the magnets. Uranium is, right? This thing called nuclear weapons and other things. Like lots of things are done with uranium, including some bad things. No words. I have the best words. But there's no better word than stupid.
I'm standing up here bashing the living shit out of Nazis. I'm standing up here bashing the living shit out of Nazis.
Fucking Nazis.
This guy's been drunk all day.
Yes, of course, hence the name. Movement, it moves a certain distance, then it stops, you see. A revolution gets its name by always coming back around in your face. You tried to kill me, you son of a bitch. So welcome to the revolution.
Obama. Call them dumps, big massive dumps.
Yesterday's a hard word for me.
white people are a mortal danger to you and your loved ones.
I'm just an average guy who read public documents where the elite said they were going to enslave us and destroy America. And I'm not going to be like yuppie scum and deny the threat to my country. I'm going to fight back.
Or go fuck yourself.
I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe. Get off my plane.
Tell the director to call the White House. Do your fucking job!
I said mud, I said crud. You fall into some crud or something? Taking it back to Nevada where he wanted for banging horses. I know words, I have the best words. But there's no better word than stupid. This week it was reported that an illegal alien, and you just look at this, what's happening. Gettysburg, what an unbelievable battle that was. The Battle of Gettysburg, what an unbelievable, I mean, it was so much and so interesting and so vicious and horrible and so beautiful in so many different ways. It represented such a big portion of the success of this country. Gettysburg, wow. I go to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania to look and to watch